This is CMC World, a new perspective.
When people think of Canada, pandas generally don't pop into the head. But for the next 10 years, the North American country will be home to two of the endangered animals. The Toronto Zoo is expecting 2 giant pandas in the spring of 2013, where they will stay for 5 years before heading to Calgary for the remainder of the decade. To mark the beginning of the official countdown to the arrival of the endangered animals, government and zoo officials were on hand for a groundbreaking ceremony on Thursday. It's a project over a decade in the making, after Canadian Prime Minister Stephen Harper sealed the deal in February when he paid a state visit to China. The ceremony featured a Chinese ceremonial lion dance, a sneak peek at the future exhibit construction, and 2 panda mascots. A ceremonial planting of bamboo and a red maple tree to symbolize the partnership between Canada and China was also held. The zoo's CEO, John Tracogna, said they're getting ready as the pair's arrival date quickly approaches.
It's a milestone because today we're breaking ground for the arrival of Jili and Urshan, the 2 giant pandas, next spring. And with that, we hope that it will showcase the many facets of the Toronto Zoo in terms of its conservation, research, and animal care programs that we have.
The 2 giant pandas won't be in Toronto until this spring, but the zoo is already ramping up their preparations. Now, the Toronto Zoo today unveiled their plans for the homes of Urshan and Jili.
The zoo gave attendees a sneak peek of where the 2 5-year-old pandas will be staying for the next 5 years before they head to Calgary, a city in the province of Alberta, for the remainder of the 10-year agreement. An existing exhibit will be renovated into a giant panda interpretive center, teaching visitors everything they need to know about pandas. The climate-controlled center will feature interactive themes like eating bamboo, their threats, and ways to save giant pandas.
I think is going to be a little bit different from any other place around the world, that people first learn all about it, get really excited, use new technology, and then go and see the pandas out here in the exhibit.
Tracogna said it will be a cross-cultural experience for the diverse demographics in the city.
It's also significant between the cultures of Canada and China, the friendship that ties those 2 countries together. And it's also reflective of the changing demographics here in Toronto, where a lot of new cultures can experience giant pandas for the first time. There are many generations that have not seen or had the opportunity to see giant pandas up close and live. So it's very exciting for the Toronto Zoo, for Canada, and for everyone involved.
The pair are slated to move to Calgary in the spring of 2018. But Tracogna said that if Jili becomes pregnant during her stay, they may end up staying longer.
Hopefully, at the end of the 5 years, we will have newborn panda bears, the first time ever that this would happen in Canada.
The last time Toronto had pandas in its zoo was in 1985, when the zoo saw a record attendance of 1.9 million visitors during the 3-month exhibit.
This is CMC World, a new perspective.